it's really important to be paying attention. They need a great reset. If you aren't stacking silver, you should be. Hi folks, it's Silver Dave at Local Silver Mint in Ware, New Hampshire. And today I want to do this video and tell you some data points that I've been paying attention to lately. We've seen some evolution and time is short. This thing has been going slowly for decades, but it's gonna go slowly until it goes fast. And the time before it goes fast is rapidly approaching. In just a few minutes, I want to walk you over to the computer and show you some data points that I'm paying attention to and that I just got to show you for it to make sense. But before we do that, I just wanted to say hello, and also I'm just standing here admiring this Kilo silver bar, Pamp Swiss. It's one of the products that we sell. It feels really nice. But the thing is, it feels nice not just because it's silver, because of the weight of it, but also the security of it. When you hold physical silver, you're holding real value. Value that doesn't require the guarantee of a government or the promise of a bank. The value is right inside. It's the usefulness of the material that makes the value. It's because silver can be used to make a multitude of wonderful things that we're used to. And obviously, I love gold, but I am majorly biased to silver because I think that the silver price is gonna go up a lot more percentage-wise than the gold price. So, with no further ado, I guess we should just go over to the computer. I'm even nervous to show you because it's so ridiculous. All right, I know we keep on talking about this debt clock, and I know it's just going on, a debt clock, but folks, we're watching as this thing evolves, and I think it's really important to be paying attention. And of course, obviously, you should be stacking silver. If you aren't stacking silver, you should be. Oh man. So the phone is ringing over there. The phone keeps on ringing, and we just keep on getting calls. I think one of the other guys is gonna grab that. But basically, here we go. I wanna show you this information, the debt clock. If you want to look at the debt clock, you can go to usdebtclock.org. And I recommend you start paying attention to this because we are watching in real time as this whole thing is unfolding. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. First, the US national debt, which is going faster than ever before. It is going so fast that they are adding $1 trillion to the debt every 85 days. Now, why does that matter? It matters because they're going faster and faster every day, and that's gonna influence all the other numbers on the chart. Like the number that I want to show you. There's a couple, but the first one I wanna show you is, check this out. Interest on debt and defense budget. Now, as of today, the interest on the debt has reached $900 billion. The national defense budget is $909 billion. Please note that a few weeks ago, this was $870 billion, and this was $900 billion. Now it's $900 billion and $909 billion. Now, why does this matter? It matters because the national debt has an interest payment to be made on it. And the interest that is owed on the debt is going up faster and faster every day because they're adding so much debt to their books, and that once the interest on the debt exceeds the defense budget, think about that for a second. Once the government is paying more in interest than it is on national defense, think of it like a credit card. Imagine if you had a credit card and you bought $800 worth of stuff, but you owed $1,200 worth of interest on the stuff. And so this is really extreme. And when you look at it, you can see that the interest number is going like 3 times faster, counting up. This thing, you can see, it's like I can't even count 431, 1, 2, 3, 3. Like you couldn't even count that fast if you were an auctioneer. You'd be like, you couldn't even do it. And so soon, possibly at this rate, possibly in a week or two, this number is going to be bigger. But wait, there's more. And that is that then it'll not only be that the interest on the debt will be more than the defense budget, but soon it'll be 50% more. Then it'll be 100% more. And at the rate they are going, in a year, it might be double. Meaning that the government will be paying, they're not even paying it, they keep borrowing more money and inflating the currency. So we're paying for it, if you really want to look at it. But this will double and then quadruple and then eight-tuple, if that's the right word, eight-tuple, because it is exponentially growing, especially because they're borrowing so much money. Now, why does this matter? It matters because there isn't much time before this whole thing is going to break down. And if you didn't already know, they want a great reset. Who's they? The global power elite. They need a great reset because they know that this can't keep counting up forever. Eventually, it's going to fail. And I would suggest that when it fails, it's going to be a big disaster for a period of time. The side effect is that historically, governments usher in new currencies and financial systems when the system crashes. And so out of the problem creates the solution that they want to give you. And the solution they want to give you is the central bank digital currency that they control, which is like the most dangerous thing for freedom and liberty on the planet of anything I could think of. And so with this being said, this thing, I would say, I've been saying within 24 months, I think that they are going to create a national and even global disaster, which will result in the necessity of a new financial system. Now, historically, when a country has a financial hyperinflation and then a currency crash, usually it's just one country. And historically, when it would happen, the country folk, the people living in the country, usually a lot of them were growing their own food. Today, that is not the case. Very few Americans are producing their own food. Very few, and most of the food comes from far away. So this time, not only do I think that this disaster is going to far surpass anything that we've historically researched in terms of the amount of challenge and really horrible things that are going to happen to a lot of people, starvation and all kinds of horrible things, but more than we've ever seen in history, but also it's global this time. This is the first time in known history where the entire globe, every country, is on a fiat currency that is not backed by precious metals, and almost every country is massively in debt to the central banks. And so this time it's a global level crisis. People aren't producing their own food. This is going to probably send more people into the dirt than any war or any type of catastrophe or disaster that we've ever imagined. And so it's big. But then there's one more thing that I wanted to show you in this video today, and that is, and I keep talking about it, that is paper silver ratio and paper to gold ratio. when I started reporting on this just a few weeks ago, the paper silver ratio was 390 to 1. Today, at this moment, it's 402.47 to 1. It is going up every day. Now, why does the paper silver ratio matter? It matters because this represents the silver market, in the sense that the silver market cap, $3.4 trillion, most of it, which should be represented by actual silver, but it isn't. The majority of it is actually just paper promises for silver and not actual silver. Now let's take a look. What does this really mean? It means that on Wall Street futures commodity market, the Wall Street traders that are selling these contracts are selling 402.47 ounces for every 1 ounce of silver produced. It is such a huge bubble, and it means that the silver price is artificially manipulated 402.47 to 1. And so when we see the silver price hovering at around $30, but we see the paper silver to actual silver ratio keep going up, what that means is that the silver price is actually going up, but we just can't see it yet because it's being diluted by this artificially manipulated number, i.e. the fact that there's 402 times as much silver on paper as there actually is in the marketplace. And also gold, 127.15 to 1. 3 weeks ago, that was 124 to 1. And so it's gone up like almost 10% in a few weeks. And so when we see that, that's the gold price, the actual gold price going up, but appearing to stay the same in the markets because they've put more paper into the place of it. So it looks like there's more gold and silver than there really is. And so what I'm suggesting is that because of this, the price of silver has been manipulated for decades, particularly this past decade. And what it means also is that when this house of cards goes down, we're gonna see a silver price rocket launch straight up into the sky, and that the gains for decades will be actualized when this happens. And that in the future, there's a bunch of countries that say they're going to a gold-backed currency, and we'll see if that's really true, if the people really have access to the gold or the silver. But whether that be that they have access to it or not, I would suggest that part of the reason that they're doing this is because they want to peg their new currency to precious metals prices when the precious metals prices go to their more natural numbers after they do this great reset and consume most of the silver in the marketplace. So this is quite a scenario, and we're watching as this whole thing is building and building pressure. How much longer do you think that this can keep going? How much more paper can they put into the marketplace before the paper silver bubble pops? Do you think that they can go on infinitely doing this? Or is there an eventual limit? I mean, please let me know in the comments, what you think. Do you think that can keep going on? Or do you think this has an end state? And I think it has an end state. It is a limited amount of time, and I think that time is short. I don't think we have much time left. I am stacking silver as hard as I can. We are trying to stack and stack, and that there are stories in Weimar, Germany, of people who bought after the hyperinflation of the currency, that people bought houses and buildings in downtown Berlin with 30 or 40 ounces of silver. So it's just, this is building, and so forget what you've seen in terms of silver gains, forget it. It's nothing. It's nothing at all. The silver gains that you've seen is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. The prices are fake. The currency is manipulated. And so, folks, this thing is coming. It is coming, and you have to prepare yourself, and you want to prepare yourself. Obviously, you know I like silver. I'm not 100% silver. I do believe in accumulating things you can use, like candles, lighters, maple syrup. I even like copper a lot, but the problem with copper, even though I think it's gonna go up a lot, because they've papered over the copper market so much also, but the problem with copper is it's so big relative to the value of it. You know, $5,000 worth of copper is like, you know, 1,200 pounds. So it's a lot to have. But basically, this thing, whoop.
I think that big customer just pulled in.
Oh. Okay, folks, I gotta finish up this video. We got a big whale customer that's about to walk in the door. I'm excited to see him. Now this guy knows how to stack. But thank you so much, folks, for watching. And I hope that you're stacking up silver. Don't forget to get your low premium silver, bullion bars, but also to get a portion of your stack in little pieces for barters and trades so that you can buy basic essentials. Where the silver price is going, it'll be so high that if you have just these and you want to buy basic essentials, expect to overpay massively. Expect that if you go to the dollar store with $1,000 bills, you're gonna pay a lot of money, especially if people don't have change. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, folks. I'm Silver Dave at Local Silver Mint, and stack it up.